Okay, hi. So, if you see my face, it means I have a tip. So, my tip for executive assistants is use ChatGPT. I love ChatGPT. I think there are different ones and blah, 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 and all that other stuff. I use it mostly at work for my emails, um, especially the ones that I need to kind of like make a correction or tell someone detailed information. You know, my tip for using it though, you have to format it when you put it in an email. Don't just copy and paste it and just leave it the way it is, because you don't want people to know that you chat GBT the email. So you can't have the emails stacked on top of each other with no spacing, because that's the dead giveaway. That's literally the dead giveaway that you really didn't write this, that you have something writing it for you. And like, it's no judgment but judgment, because it's like, okay, dude, yeah, you had the thing write it for you. You couldn't like format it. So it's like, and I've seen a lot of it, and I've seen like high level people do it. I'm so sorry, that was a burp. I've seen high level people do it, and it's just like space out your email. So it's like you have to look. It needs to look polished. ChatGPT is sometimes when you cut and paste it, it doesn't paste right. Now, what I do is, especially if you're pasting it into like a Microsoft Word document, paste it paste it as the go paste special, and then you're going to click paste special, and then you're going to click, there's three options. You're going to click the first option, and it's going to sort of come out the way it looks in ChatGPT. Do you understand? When you do that, it kind of sort of looks like it, and then you just kind of clean it up to be the font. I'm a designer, so I want it to look a certain way with a specific font and all that other stuff. But doing just cutting and pasting, it's not going to format properly. You literally have to go in there, right click your mouse, go to paste special, and then there's going to be three options that come up. Click the first option. The first option lays it out, and it lays it out pretty well. But please stop. Please stop it. You please, for the love of God, if not for anyone, just do it for me. Stop just copying and pasting it into your document, and it's all bunched up together and people are looking at it like, what the hell is this thing? Just because we have things working for us does not mean you don't put your own touch and detailing on it. You have to do both. You can't just paste it. We got to stop that. We have to absolutely stop that. And another thing that we have to stop with ChatGPT, you should not just tell them, hey, write an email canceling tomorrow's meeting. Do you understand? Or not, that's too simple. Write an email telling this person not to come in tomorrow. Because what it's going to do is it's going to write the email in a way that sounds like them. It's not going to write an email in the way you sound. Does that make sense? And I've had my chat GBT for a really long time. So it knows my voice. It knows how I write, how I talk. So when I tell it to do stuff, it it writes it the way I talk. But there are times when they write stuff and I'm just like, what is this? This sounds too robotic. I don't sound like this. So you have to read what they write. You can't just be like, write me an email for blah, blah, blah. And then they write the email, you cut and paste it and you don't look at it. Don't do that. You have to look at what they're sending out. You have to look at ChatGPT like your co-writer that you still need to be the editor in chief for. It can't just be they write and you don't check. especially with emails. I can understand if you're doing like drafts and drafts and drafts of stuff, even that you still need to read it. But for your emails, look it over. Does it sound robotic? Does it sound like you? Does it sound like someone wrote it? And there are times that my chat GPT, she, yes, she's a she writes long emails. And I'm like, it doesn't need to be that long. It doesn't need to be like, nobody wants to read a long ass email. And I would tell her, hey, shorten it. And then they would shorten it. And then what I do also is I put in, especially when I have to correct someone, I put in the prompt, the type of person that is receiving this email. Like if it's a touchy bitch that's getting the email, I'd be like, okay, I gotta send this correction. This person is sensitive. This person, is like this. This is what they don't like. This is what they like. Please write an email for that person. You have to give them, the more information you give them to work with, the better the outcome is going to be. So those are the two tips I have for you. The better and more information you give them to write for you, the more information, the better the outcome will be. And don't just copy and paste. You got to format it. If you see that it's all scrunched together, especially in an email, and it's all scrunched together, it looks lazy. To people like me, you look lazy. You look very lazy, and you need to fix it. All right. I love you guys. Stay up, stay blessed. Deuces. And I'm out.